A very good morning to one and all. I request all the delegates and invitees to be seated, please. A very good morning and a pleasant welcome to all to the GP Birla Memorial Award Ceremony, a tribute to his excellence, innovation and legacy. It is an honor to host Chairman, ISRO, Dr. V. Narayanan and other distinguished dignitaries at this prestigious occasion at GP Birla Science Center. We are deeply honored by the presence of our distinguished chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman, Indian Space Research Organization. May I now have the honor of inviting our esteemed chief guest to kindly ascend the dais, please. I take the opportunity to respectfully welcome Srimati Nirmala Birla Madam Ji, Chairperson, GP Birla Foundation, to please join us on the dais. I also extend warm welcome and invitation to Dr. Prakash Chauhan Ji, Director NRSC, Dr. YVN Krishnamurthy Sir, former Director NRSC and Registrar IIST Thiruvananthapuram, and Dr. K. Mrutyunjay Reddy, Director GP Birla Science Center, to join on the dais. I request Ms. Rikita to present a floral bouquet to our chief guest as a mark of our profound respect and heartfelt regards. Yeah. I request Harshita to present a bouquet to symbolizing our deep gratitude and esteem to Srimati Nirmala Madam Ji. I request Ms. Harshita to welcome our Director NRSC Prakash Chauhan Sir with a floral bouquet, and Ms. Vaishnavi to present a bouquet to our Dr. YVN Sir. And Ms. Rikia to Dr. K.M. Reddy, Director GB Birla Science Center. Thank you, sir, for gracing the occasion. I request everyone to raise from the seats for the national anthem.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय
I request distinguished dignitaries to inaugurate the program by lighting the lamp and paying tribute to our Padma Bhushan Sri G.P. Birla sir. I request Director Birla Science Center, Dr. K. Mrutyunjay Reddy, sir, to start the program.
Thank you, Professor Vijayalakshmi. Very good morning to all. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed and beloved Chairperson, Srimati Nirmala Birla ji. We are also deeply honored to have with us our distinguished guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman of Indian Space Research Organization and Secretary, Department of Space. A warm welcome to you, sir. We also have two other eminent personalities with us today, Dr. Y.N. Krishnamurthy, former Director NRC, and Dr. Prakash Chauhan, present Director NRC. Both are at distinguished scientist level. A heartfelt welcome to everyone gathered here today for the prestigious G.P. Birla Memorial Award Ceremony. We are incredibly privileged to welcome Dr. Narayanan, a true visionary and a man of exceptional courage. And Dr. Narayanan is renowned for his decisive action, and we'll be hearing from him, because I don't want to take much time, how he has averted the recent US catastrophe, and he had a tough time. Sir, we want to hear from you, sir, the real tough time you have faced in USA, and I will not talk much on that. Just to brief about Sri G.P. Birla ji, Sri G.P. Birla was a scion of the well-known G.P. Birla family. He managed and expanded the industries established by his renowned father, Sri B.M. Birla ji, and as a result of his foresight and business acumen, established a large number of industrial undertakings in India and abroad. His positive vision, keen perspective, and progressive outlook made him one of the leading entrepreneurs in the country. Sri G.P. Birla ji was a philanthropist with a staunch belief that industry was not just a source of wealth, but also a means to improve the lives of the community at large. He was associated with large educational, medical, research, and other charitable institutions. In particular, he has established the G.P. Birla Archaeological and Cultural Research Institute, now renamed as G.P. Birla Archaeological, Astronomical, and Scientific Research Institute, and B.M. Birla Heart Research Center. He also established several magnificent temples and science museums, including B.M. Birla Science and Technology Center, Jaipur, the B.M. Birla Planetarium at Jaipur and Hyderabad, the Lord Venkateswara Temple at Hyderabad, the Lakshminarayan Temple at Bhopal and Jaipur, and archaeological museums at Hyderabad and Bhopal. Sir, in recognition of his outstanding contribution and service to the nation, Sri G.P. Birla ji was honored with Padma Bhushan by the Government of India in the year 2006. After Sri G.P. Birla ji, Srimati Nirmala Birla ji, a distinguished educationalist and philanthropist, wife of Sri G.P. Birla ji, is playing a pivotal role in carrying forward the vision of her late husband and continue to uphold the nature of the institutions he has established with unwavering dedication. As chairperson of the G.P. Birla Archaeological, Astronomical and Scientific Research Center Institute, she has overseen the initiative of science, astronomy and archaeology, attracting renowned scholars and Nobel laureates, and her efforts in modernizing planetariums, curating rare collections, and launching Space Museum with the support of ISRO and reflect the dedication of her innovation. And under the able guidance, we are now exploring few additions to the institute like Missile Gallery with the support of DRDO, Maps Gallery with the support of Survey of India, Earth Sciences and Ocean Application Gallery with the support of MOES in CAIS, and Crystal Gallery with the support of Ministry of Mines and Geology. Over the years, the Birla Science Center has been graced by the presence of 3 Prime Ministers, 1 President, 2 Vice Presidents, 32 Nobel laureates, and numerous governors, chief ministers, who have all served as our esteemed chief guests. G.P. Birla Memorial Award holds a significant place in our institution's history. G.P. Birla Lifetime Achievement Award was instituted by Sri G.P. Birla ji, and later it was renamed as G.P. Birla Memorial Award in memory of Sri G.P. Birla's profound contributions. These awards have been bestowed upon 35 distinguished scientists so far, of which 3 are from Indian origin. One is Dr. Venkatraman Ramakrishnan, a Nobel laureate. The second one is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam ji, former President of India, and Dr. Kastur Rangan, former Chairman of ISRO and Secretary Department of Space. Sir, now we are happy to have you here with us to receive the award, which was decided by the Birla Trust upon you, sir. Thank you, sir. We, the Birla fraternity, are incredibly fortunate to have you with us today. The Birla Trust is deeply impressed by your unparalleled dedication and achievements and has unanimously decided to bestow this prestigious award upon you. I once again thank on behalf of the G.P. Birla family, in spite of your busy schedule, hectic schedule, you have readily agreed to be with us for delivering this lecture. And thank you very much, sir, for this memorable event. Jai Hind.
I request Dr. Y.V.N. Krishnamurthy, sir, to give a brief introduction about our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Vijayalakshmi, madam. First, on behalf of Birla Science Center, and as a former colleague from ISRO, it's my proud privilege and pleasant duty to introduce our eminent scientist of the country, Dr. V. Narayanan, to the distinguished guests, students, and august audience. Dr. Narayanan is born in Mallakutti village near Nagarkoil in Kanyakumari district on 14th May 1964 to Vanniya Perumal and Tangamal, his parents. He was the eldest of 6 siblings. I am telling you for all the youngsters, kindly hear this carefully. And he has to study and also help his father in the coconut shop, which they used to have. And he studied his schooling all in government schools, and till 9th standard, they didn't have electricity in their home. And he did his diploma in mechanical engineering, government polytechnic, and there's a clash because his younger brother and he got the seat in his favorite university, Anna University, but unfortunately, their family could afford only one person, so he gave away to his younger brother. And then his journey started with only diploma. Then he did AMIE, and then he went to IIT Kharagpur and got a gold medal there in cryogenic engines. That is the man what you are seeing here. And also later did his PhD in IIT Kharagpur on aerospace engineering. And Dr. Narayanan played a crucial role in the development of Indian cryogenic propulsion system, because this is the one what the world doesn't want to give it to India. And he is the man who cracked it and made it indigenous. And today what is flying and making India proud across the globe is because this, and also what Mrityunjaya told about the recent incident of our astronaut going to the space on Axiom. And so he is the father of Indian cryogenic propulsion systems of the country. Dear friends, you all must have heard from Mrityunjay, but I would like to only reiterate once again, besides all the Nobel laureates who received this award, prestigious award, out of the 4 Indians, 3 being from ISRO, including him, one is a rocketry man, Abdul Kalam ji. Second, satellite man, our Kasurangan ji. And a propulsion expert, and that too specifically on cryogenic engine, is the 3rd Indian. So this is a rare opportunity for GP Birla ji. And Madam Nirmala Birla Madam always wanted you, sir, for this award. And thank you, madam. So I did my job. So he is here. And dear friends, you also would like to know what is vested on his shoulders, because he is the Secretary of Department of Space and Chairman ISRO and also Chairman of Space Commission. And many of you may not be aware, even the NSA, the Secretary Finance, the Secretary External Affairs, all are members of the Space Commission. And he is the chair of such a Space Commission which drives the future of the space program in this country to benefit the humanity. And he is spearheading very complex cutting-edge technologies feeding to national missions laid out as per the vision of the country and Honorable Prime Minister, like Gaganyaan, Chandrayaan-4, Venus mission, and Bharatiya Antariksha Station, like Earth Station, or what is the space station, what other has, ISS, which used to be made. And next generation launch vehicles and many more, including the Indian landing on the moon and returning safely. The country has already achieved the distinction of being the 4th country in the world to achieve the space docking, which is very important experiment when you want to have a space station of our own under his leadership. He has successfully accomplished the 100th launch from Satish Dhawan Space Center at Shar. He had a lot of stint at LPSC, Liquid Propulsion Center. When I tell an authority on space propulsion or propulsion systems, it includes solid, liquid, cryogenic, semi-cryogenic, and also electrical propulsion. That's in a big way which they have made. And all the propulsion system also has to be miniaturized, because on the crew module, or tomorrow you might have seen the Gravity movie. If someone has to move, there should be a very minute propulsion system, very fine. And you also seen the lander on the moon on Chandrayaan-3, exactly, specifically to land, that all the propulsion systems are made under his direction when he was director of LPSC. And also on Chandrayaan-2, when the lander didn't make, he is a committee which gave it a record time, which nowhere in the world such a report has been given in such a record time, to ensure the success of the LVM-3, which you are all seen, lander which has landed there. And you all are aware, Aditya L1, first time we went to L1 position, Lagrange point, and that is a very difficult journey of 1.5 million kilometers way to go. So as a reviewer, he ensured, because you need a lot of propellant on the satellite to go exactly to that location, and nowhere in the world people made, there's the first in the world to make that kind of an attempt, to make in Aditya to continuously see the sun and make observations. So he gave the fuel margin, he optimized on the launch vehicle, and given that additional resources for the satellite, so it goes successfully. Thank you, sir, for such a great mission being behind all this and then making. Yes, like this, if I keep on, there are a lot of things which we need to hear from him. He is an illustrious career. He had a lot of awards. To his credit, only 1 or 2 which I'll mention. He got the APG Abdul Kalam Award and ISRO Performance Excellent Award, Gold Medal for Astronautical Society of India, and Distinguished Alumni Award and Lifetime Achievement from IIT Kharagpur. And also he had got the Team Achievement for Chandrayaan-3 by International Academy of Astronautics. He is a member of fellow of many of the prestigious national and scientific and technical forums. This is very important, because whatever the scientists who work on very strategic areas, when you want to express some ideas, it's only the professional bodies. And I know him closely, and also from all his fellow colleagues, how he encouraged people to become members of the professional society. And wherever he is, he's always with a smile like this, and takes all his colleagues like his family members. And most of the family members he knows in audience. That is his personal quality. And any problem given, he goes to the bottom of the problem and tries to solve the problem with system engineering. That's the greatest opportunity which you have. Sir, under your dynamic leadership, here we are all wish you a grand success and bring many laurels to the country and benefit the humanity. He has more than 1,200 technical reports because we don't look in publications in ISRO because they're all strategic. So he has many technical reports, and these technical reports not few pages. They are voluminous reports which is there, and which he goes through every page and every sentence meticulously. God bless you, sir, and your family, which is a common support. Madam, his wife, Mrs. Kavita, because she has to go to Pune, she will receive him there, so she could not come here. Next time she will be definitely here. And his daughter and son, all are very critical in discussing with him on topics and trying to make him to achieve greater heights. Once again, all the best to you, sir, and your family. Thank you once again for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, sir. To set the context, may I request Srimati Nirmala Birla Madam Ji to give the opening remarks.
On behalf of Nirmala Birla Madam, Vice President of GP Birla Group, Mr. Goenkaji will address the gathering.
Namaskar. Respected Dr. Narayanan, dignitaries on and off the dais, students, guests, on behalf of our chairperson, Srimati Nirmala Birla ji, I welcome you all to the GP Birla Memorial Lecture. We are honored to have you, sir, Dr. Narayanan, Chairman of ISRO, with us for delivering the GP Birla Memorial Lecture today. We are truly inspired by your journey and grateful that you have spared your time for us. This lecture is a tribute to Sri GP Birla ji, whose vision founded this institution. We remain committed to carrying his legacy forward. We are looking forward to an enriching session ahead. Thank you, sir.
May I now request Dr. Prakash Chauhan, sir, Director NRSC, to give his opening remarks.
Namaskar, good morning. Very distinguished and most respected Secretary, Department of Space, Chairman ISRO, Dr. V. Narayanan sir, my boss also as well. Our former director and one of our mentor, Dr. Y.V. and Krishnamurthy Garu, most respected Madam Sarla Birla ji, our friend Mrityunjay Reddy ji, my distinguished colleagues from NRSC, ISRO centers, Director Inquest, Director Adrin, members of Birla family, all the distinguished participants, students, very warm welcome to this function and greetings from my side. In fact, sir, today I would like to say that I have been very privileged to be in this hall on second occasion, and out of the 3 Indians who have received this GP Birla Memorial Award, I had a great privilege of witnessing at least 2 of them, because last time when this award was bestowed on Professor Kasturi Rangan, I also accompanied him, and today again on this great occasion when our Honorable Chairman is getting this very prestigious award, I'm going to witness that moment. So it's a really great, proud privilege for me, and thank you to entire Birla family and Sarla Birla ji for giving this opportunity and honor. And I would like to congratulate Dr. V. Narayanan sir for receiving this great GP Birla Memorial Award. As you could see, the significances of the award by the number of awardees, the kind of status they have, and out of the 3 luminaries of ISRO, he is the 3rd one, and I am having that again. So I would like to say that I am having a great privilege to witness. Last time Rangan sir was there, and sir, today this award is bestowed upon you. It's not only an award to Narayanan sir, it is an award to entire ISRO family and recognition of the efforts of large amount of teams which are contributing under the very able leadership of Dr. V. Narayanan and a dynamic leader, ISRO is going to take up very challenging programs in times to come. And in his talk, he is going to inform you about the kind of challenges in space program we are looking forward. We have all done very great things in past, and the space program is also giving large amount of fruits to common man as far as solving the problems of this country are concerned. And Dr. Narayanan, under his dynamic leadership, has a great vision for the future program of ISRO and how space program can make India a Viksit India by 47. This particular talk which he is going to deliver here will enable you, and I'm sure that this talk will enlighten all the young minds here in this hall. Thank you very much, madam, for giving this opportunity, and I wish this particular program a grand success and all of you a very happy times during this function. Thank you very much.
We all had the pleasure of knowing about our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, sir, by Dr. Krishnamurthy, sir. May I now request Dr. V. Narayanan, sir, to give his address to all the gathering here on this occasion.
Very, very good morning to all of you. Most respected Srimati Nirmala Birla Madam, my colleague Dr. Prakash Chauhan, Director NRC, our senior member, former NRC Director, former Scientific Secretary of ISRO. Scientific Secretary is the by hierarchy in headquarters number 2 position. Dr. Y.V.N. Krishnamurthy ji and Madam Krishnamurthy, Mridunjaya, Goyango, Madam Vijayalakshmi, who was controlling the entire stage for quite some time, and my colleagues from NRC, friends from Birla Institutes, family members of Birla family, and my dear young friends. I consider this as a great honor and privilege to stand in front of all of you to deliver the G.P. Birla Memorial Lecture. Talking G.P. Birla itself, pronouncing the name itself, I get lot of energy, enthusiasm, and lot of things. When I was a student, we have heard about Birla little bit. Birla Tata families we have heard. But then, knowing their contribution to the country, for the humanity, is really a great, great activity what we have done. And when you take G.P. Birla, I think little bit connection is there between me and him. The connection is very simple. It was 1969, I think he has joined Hindustan Motors, 1969. 1982, he has become the chairman. Please understand, 1969 he is joining Hindustan Motors with such a great family background. I was in a primary school, the entire school is equivalent to only the stage. And sitting on the floor, trying to learn in a government school. And that time you can understand such a great family background, and he has already joined Hindustan Motors. 1982 is another important year, just I have passed out, because I was getting all along first rank from third standard onwards, every subject. Then my father, when I got first rank in the school, he consulted one of our relative who has only passed, not passed, failed 8th standard. He asked him what he has to do with me. Then he advised, better to put in the polytechnic so that you will get a job. So thereby I landed in the polytechnic. But after joining there 2-3 months only, I understood probably there are a lot of things. Engineering college is there, medical college is there, and this is not the right route. But then, of course, we can manage. And 1982, when I am completing, after joining there, then decided 2 options. If you discontinue 1 year out, either I have to discontinue next year and go to the +2 and other route. Otherwise, complete diploma. Then I thought better to complete diploma. Anyhow, 3 years I will complete. But complete with first rank in the college, not in the department. That was the target set within 2 months. And it is the great almighty blessing. With 1 mark difference, I got the first rank in the college. Then looking for a job in 1982, looking for a job. At that point of time, he is taking over as the chairman of the Hindustan Motors. So you see what is the type of great level difference. And this is the small connectivity, doesn't matter, and their family contribution in multiple areas. When India got independence in 1947, 97.5% people were below poverty line. Academically, we were very bad, hardly 2,840 primary schools were there, no IITs, no All India Institute of Medical Science. Infrastructure, we were very, very bad. And the standard of living was of the people were just below average. Below average means below average. In the village, people are struggling to get food even one time. My village, I know, out of 100 plus family, hardly 50% family only used to take food more than one time. That was the meaning of that 97.5% people below poverty line. And average life of Indians were hardly 32 years. That means people are dying between 25 to 40, totally occupied with the deadly disease. That was the stature of the country. Today the country has grown to great level and we have reached to this stature. I think a lot of people have contributed, academically, infrastructure-wise, industry-wise. But the contribution of Birla and their family is something unique and great. Let us salute them, give a big hand to the entire family. Today, if we are 4th economically, bypassing even UK team who ruled us for years, lot of people have contributed. But in terms of infrastructure build-up, in terms of education system, in terms of social activities, in terms of generating heart foundation, whatnot, every area I am seeing the contribution of Birla and their family. So that is the reason I am really so humbled and privileged. Really, I feel so small when I stand on the stage, that too in front of the Birla family, that too Nirmala madam. Really, I feel so small. And I am so humbled and honored to be among you to deliver this talk, memorial talk. And the country, after 1947, we have grown in every field. Education, we have come in a great way. And the first IIT was started in IIT Kharagpur in the year 1951, August 18. And I am so blessed and privileged to be an alumni of that IIT Kharagpur, getting first rank in MTech, Best Student Award, and completing Aerospace Engineering PhD. And today, to both of my theses, MTech and PhD thesis, directly finding application in the cryogenic rocket engine, what is going to place the Indian in space. And that's a great honor and privilege. And I'm so honored to be alumni of IIT Kharagpur, not only because of IIT title, that IIT Kharagpur was started in a place 70 kilometers away from Calcutta, in a place called Hijili. You all may be knowing, most of you may be knowing, maybe students may not be knowing, the speciality of that Hijili area. All freedom fighters, most of the freedom fighters, those who were fighting in a very tough way were put in the jail in Hijili retention camps. And first day itself when I reached IIT Kharagpur, I had the privilege and opportunity to go and see the jails. And there are two types of jails. One jail, fully closed, 58 centimeter length and 28 centimeter height. That is the only opening. And the people who were fighting in a very tough way for India's freedom were put in that jail. You imagine in a forest, they are put in that jail. Nobody serves water, coffee, nothing, no food, nothing. Once I understand, once they are put inside, their life is their ends. Probably somebody is hanged, they would have been happy putting there and looking for the end day. For what? Not for the mistake what they did, for the great service they were doing for the country. Second jail, just opposite to that, probably the students would go and see. Three sides totally closed, one side lot of iron rods, and outside forest full of snakes, and people are put inside. You please imagine, daytime they see snakes outside, night they have to sleep, no light, nothing. And the independence was got by that type of sacrifice. That is what we all are enjoying. So it is our responsibility to contribute to the society and make this country something great in the coming years. And it is in that context, the Birla and family, specifically GP Birla and his family and their relatives, their contribution is unique and great. Please understand, a government servant, if you have to donate 5 lakhs rupees for a common cause, how difficult it is. How many of us really come forward to donate 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs? Here, crores of money is pumped for the welfare of the society. That is the reason I am so honored to be here in this hall. And dear friends, the average life of Indian from 32 years today, it has become 72 years, just 8 weeks back. There are a lot of contributors. So much academically we have grown. There are a lot of contributors. Agricultural area today, we are self-sufficient in food production. And milk production, we are top-ranking country. And industries, infrastructure growth, everywhere we have grown. Now, science and technology, we have grown. You take CSR labs, atomic energy, defense sector. There was no missile when we got independence. Actually, missiles are not required, provided all global citizens are good. But then, even police stations and judiciary department is not required in any country, provided all citizens are good. But then, we are all human beings to have a proper control life, everything is required. And today, we have got lot of missiles. And one of the department is the space department. The entire space activity was started only in the year 1962. And today, we are completing 63 years, almost 63 years of activities. During 63 years, our growth is very phenomenal growth. And we are also having clear roadmap and vision for next 22 years, thanks to all the people, including Mr. Krishnamurthy, who is sitting here, and all the senior people who are sitting here. ISRO is not built by one generation. It is built by generations of leaders, starting from Sarabhai to Professor Satish Dhawan, Professor U.R. Rao. So many people, I think I don't want to mention the name. And it is built by people, and it is today we are having 20,000 employees, so everybody is equally responsible. If you say in the ISRO, we criticize people, but then the contribution, if I assess the contribution, the score of the employees will come between 90 marks to 100 only. That is the place everybody stands. So that is the reason ISRO is one of the good organizations. Today, for this Birla Memorial talk, I have selected the topic. Indian Space Program, accomplishments, challenges, and future perspectives. So 63 years of accomplishments, and what are the challenges you have faced? And next 22 years, what are we going to do? So that means 85 years of activities I have to present in maybe 55 minutes. Let me see how I am going to do justice. Very difficult to do justice, but let me see how I am going to do the justice. So I have structured the presentation to give you a talk, maybe some 50 minutes. Then at the end, the entire 85 years of activities converted as a video of something around 8.5 minutes to 9 minutes. That also will be shown so that the students will get a summary out of it so that you will be comfortable. Now, before I proceed with my talk, I also want to tell one thing. I understand to some level, small level, ISRO has contributed to make this museum. But I want to assure you one thing. I will send my team who are responsible for the outreach program, and I will ask them to study. Today itself, I was trying, but I could not get the correct director. I will talk to him. So the team will be there maybe within 2 weeks here. They will study, and they will give me the recommendation. And whatever best possible, whatever required, whatever essential, whatever within the government framework possible, we will try to do so that the museum will be totally improved. Because this museum is not only meant for Birla ji family, it is meant for the entire student community of this country. So we will do whatever best possible. That assurance I want to give. So with that, let me go through the presentation. I think the space program, the need for the space program is well known. And it was Sarabhai, was one of the greatest son of the soil, strongly felt and decided to start the Indian space program with a couple of his colleagues. And one of the colleagues, you please understand, Professor Chitnis. Professor Chitnis, 1961, he has completed studies in MIT, USA, and returned to India. And Sarabhai is discussing with this type of people and starting the program. Today, it is also the 100th birthday of Professor Chitnis. So let us also wish him for a happy day. And in fact, after this program, I am going there to spend a couple of hours with him. So one of the great person who has contributed for the Indian space program. And now, to bring the advanced technology, benefit of advanced technology to the common man of this country, what is required is satellites and launch vehicles to place the satellite in the orbit and the ground segments for enabling the launch and enabling the satellite data to be traced for the common man. So in India, all these activities started simultaneously. The development started. In fact, historically, 1962, the space activity was started in Tumba, a fisherman village. And 15th August 1969 is an important year when GP Birla started in the Hindustan Motors. ISRO was formed. And when 1969, ISRO was formed, you know, that was an important year. Neil Armstrong has landed on the moon, he has come back safely. 1961, Yuri Gagarin was sent to space and he has been brought back safely. So you understand, the world was where, and just we are entering into the LKG level only. And from that, it was 72, the Department of Space was formed and ISRO was brought under that. Until then, initially 10 years, we were with Department of Atomic Energy. And today, it is a very vibrant organization, and the Prime Minister is the Minister for the space program, and we are having so many 13 centers and units, ISRO responsible for R&D activities. There are autonomous bodies including the PRL and IAST. There is an in-space system for promoting and hand-holding the private sector, and there is a commercial wing. We have got 43 offices in 22 cities across India. This is ably supported by 450 Indian industries and 130 plus academic institutions. And the organization is 20,000 manpower, approved manpower, and an annual budget of something around 13,500 crore, and approved project budget is more than 1 lakh crore right now we are having. And the entire activity of the Department of Space is kept under 5 verticals: space transportation system, nothing but rocket and related technology development; space infrastructure; satellite and associated technology development; space application, yes, application oriented, wherein NRC is strongly involved; and human spaceflight center related spaceflight activities, which was very recently started, and the capacity building the infrastructure, thousands of crore infrastructure for various purposes, for satellite building, launch vehicle development, and application oriented. The activity, historically there are important days. 21st November 1963 was an important day. The first tiny rocket lifted off from Indian soil. The rocket was donated by USA. The payload, sodium vapor lamp, was given by French team. Entire thing was assembled by our people with the support of foreigners in a church building, and it was launched. It was 20th November 1967. First indigenous rocket. The propellant belongs to the defense area, Karodite factory, Aravangadu Karodite factory. We got some propellant, and it was put in a barrel, something around 1 meter, tiny rocket lifted off. From that humble beginning, to our credit, 4,002 sounding rockets have been lifted off from India. Almost 75% Indian sounding rockets and 25% belongs to other countries for their studies. Then coming to the launch vehicle development. Launch vehicle, the first launcher was built in the year 1979 with the project director being the great People's President APJ Abdul Kalam. And project director is one role, but then it doesn't mean only project director is responsible. The Sadish Dhawan, a great son of soil, he was the chairman. And there were so many senior people like Dr. Gupta, Dr. Muthanayagam, Dr. Kawarigar, and so many people, Mukherjee ji, so many people working for those programs. And 1979, we attempted the first launch. It was a partial success. The mission could not be accomplished. It was 1980. We had the first successful launch, India placing 35 kg satellite in the low Earth orbit and joining elite crew club of the spacefaring nations. You know, when we are placing 35 kg, the foreign capability is 125 ton is the capability of other countries. 125 ton. And we have just entered, please understand where we have just entered. But we could successfully place the satellite in the orbit. From that, we moved to ASLV. At that time only, I am joining in the organization 1984 February, first time joining the junior most level, to be frank. And the organization has given me everything in over 41 years, from the junior level taking me to the highest level with all qualifications, M.Tech, PhD, everything added. I used to make a statement, not purposefully. In fact, it was a casual statement made when I was addressing an audience like this. And when I came down, a couple of students came and they were asking, and I don't know what to talk. Then I made a statement. When I joined ISRO, I was a zero. ISRO had a lot of zero on the right side and a 1 on the left side. That's what ISRO has done. That's what ISRO is doing for its employees, and employees are doing service for the common man of the country. And then coming to ASLV. ASLV is the next rocket. We thought it is a small addition development, but it taught us a lot of lessons. And from that, today, entire launch vehicle fleet is kept in this slide. And 4,000 sounding rockets. In 1980, we had the first successful SLV-3. To our credit, we have built 6 generations of launch vehicles. And the heaviest launcher is LVM-3. From 35 kg low Earth orbit capability, we have come to 9,500 kg low Earth orbit capability. That vehicle is that capable. And the launch vehicle and the Deepavali rocket, there is small difference only. Whenever you fire a Deepavali rocket, 20% time it doesn't work. Maybe 80% time it works. And when you work also, the Deepavali Shivagasi rocket will go wherever it wants. But this rocket has to go wherever we want. For that only we all are working. And it's a simple job, but a great contribution has to go. I want to share my direct experience. Last Deepavali, I bought a couple of rockets, 10 numbers of rockets of 0.8 meter height, along with some crackers. And my wife was telling, why are you doing this? What for this much rockets and some 10,000-12,000 rupees? Why are you wasting money? What for? You are a rocket scientist, you know everything. Why rockets you are buying? But then, okay, fine. I thought it is for joy for the children. And we went to the house. On the Deepavali day, I asked my son to put flame for the rockets. But he told, no, he will not do that mistake. Then I asked why. We are staying in a campus. There are 9 houses and one 10-story building is there. And something happens wrong, who will answer? Then my wife was also so much worried. No, you say, you in this place, if you do something happens to other houses, we'll be in trouble. I kept very safely in a vacant plot and tried to put the flame. And the apartment is the exactly opposite side. Rocket was put in just opposite side, flame was given. It just went in the opposite side, went here and there, finally went back, turned, and went to the 7th floor or 8th floor window it hit. Last Diwali day. And my wife was, like Krishnamurti sir's madam only. She was telling, what are you doing? You are a rocket scientist and you are putting rocket in somebody else's house. And then we are seeing, before they came out of the house, we bundled everything, moved into the house. And this is what Diwali rocket does, but our rocket has to go wherever we want. So for that only lot of technology development, everything has to be done. And people with gold medal, silver medal, first rank, everybody is working towards that. Coming to satellite area, till 1970 we were not having satellite. It was 1975 we built the first satellite with Professor U.R. Rao, a great son of the soil, as the project director, and the Aryabhatta satellite was built with the support of Russians, and it was placed in the orbit with their support. Actually, at that point of time, our knowledge was very, very limited in the satellite technology. When you talk about a satellite, it has encompassed a lot of technology, payloads, power system, hardware, structure, then software, computer hardware, cameras, and inertial systems, propulsion system. It's so much systems are required, and you have to total mission management, and our knowledge was very limited, and we started with that game. From that, it was April 19th, 1975, we placed the satellite, first satellite in the orbit. We are just celebrating, completed 50 years. During the last 50 years, we have built 132 satellites of different types. Different types, I think the list is here. Probably you can see, I am not going to dwell on that. And the heaviest satellite is the GSAT-11, 6,000 kg high throughput communication satellite we have placed in the orbit. And all these satellites are doing fantastic job for the common man of the country, including recently Sintur operation. 25 satellites were continuously working 24/7, feeding perfect data for ensuring the safety of the citizens of Bharat. Coming to the satellites and rockets are for what? Diwali rockets are meant for some enjoyment. But these rockets we cannot use for that, And all are meant for bringing application to the common man. The first application was done in the year July 1st, 1975, 50 years back. At that point of time, even the senior people were not believing space can deliver things to the common man of the country. People were questioning why space program is required. And a site experiment, satellite instruction TV experiment, wherein 2,400 television sets were kept in 2,400 villages, and from a 886 data, the data was communicated, and a mass communication was first time demonstrated in the country. The program director is none other than Professor Chitnis, who is celebrating his 100 years of age today. He was the program director. And there were project engineers like Kale. He was one of the directors of ISRO, senior directors of ISRO. And from that humble beginning, we have come a long way. Today, ISRO is serving the common man, at least in some 55, 60 places. Entire 55, 60 places, we have to speak, it will take 5 hours. Everything is put in a single slide. It is supposed to be a 70-slide presentation. I have put in a single slide the application. In the area of earth observation, ensuring food security, water security, land and water resource management, ocean application, cartography, forest cover mapping, potential fisher zone monitoring. And in fact, INCA's director himself is there. Potential fishery zone monitoring, probably you may be thinking, why this secretary is talking about fish and potential fishery zone. We are having almost 7,500 acres of 7,500 kilometers of seashore. And my village is hardly 1.5 kilometers from seashore. So I can understand my own classmates' father or brother, they used to go to sea to get fish. What they carry in a small tiffin carrier, tapioca, small quantity, and some masala powder for 2 days as the food. And they go, and when they come back, most of the time they come back with empty hand. You can understand, what type of labor waste, what type of effort waste. Today, through the satellite, we monitor the temperature of the sea, and we also monitor chlorophyll content, and we inform 9 lakh fishermen on real-time basis. And we are getting My friend told something around 20,000 crore per year is the profit, but there was a study done sometime back. It was a 30,000 crore profit per year, and Government of India budget to ISRO is just half of that. That is the benefit which is coming through only one source. And INCAIS is doing another great service. You know, tsunami, 2005 tsunami. How many people we lost? There was a wave after all came, and some people died. Then after that, fantastic thing happened, wave went inside. And near to my village it happened. It was, the next day was my brother's wedding, so all my relatives were there. And all of a sudden when TV was switched on, they told, she has gone inside 50 meters and lot of fish is there. People were just rushing. In fact, I saved 30 of my cousins. I will tell you how. The moment TV was on, they were served food in the backside. They were sitting there, just idli was served. The moment they understood, she has gone, none of the fellows took breakfast, they simply rushed, came and they started the two-wheeler. And my sister came inside our house, she came inside and she informed me, and I am the eldest, I have some respect in the family. I came and stopped everybody. I told, no, you cannot go, take the idli and go. Then they, what to tell. They went and took the idli and went. It was a timing was like that. When they reached the seashore, when they parked their two-wheeler, second hit. If they would have gone 5 minutes before, everybody would have gone inside and it would have been a very pathetic situation even in our own family. And we lost a lot of people. And today, through the satellite system, we monitor and we understand what the wave pattern, and through a set of software and algorithm, they can predict whether it is a tsunami wave or ordinary wave. If it is tsunami, it can be informed in advance. Television broadcasting, telecommunication, search, so much application. Chitragar is another example. 30 years back, Chitragar, weekly only 5 songs you can see. That was generally Friday. If you miss that, whether you are rich or poor, you have to wait. And another 1 week, then only you can see the songs. And I used to rush from Trivandrum, equal to Chitragar, there was a Oli Mulim program, Trivandrum, I used to rush to see the song. Some of the days I used to see only 2 or 3 songs, and we have to wait for 1 more week. Today, what type of revolution has happened? In the area of communication, from Hyderabad, if you have to make a phone call to Delhi 30 years back, what type of difficulty it is. There was a trunk call. Trunk call means you all know. I think youngsters, you cannot understand. You are in some other orbit. We are in some other orbit. And, people have to book a trunk call and wait for 2 hours. And they will get connection. Then, hello. By the time line get disconnected, then you have to wait another 1 hour. And this was the situation. Today, what type of revolution has happened? And train tracking. Somebody is coming to Hyderabad railway station. Some 30 years back, there will be a letter which you will receive, and you have to go there and wait. And after going there, only our department, nice department, railway will tell 2 hours train is coming late. Close to 2 hours, they will tell another 2 hours late. They will not tell at a time. Gradual quota by quota it will be released, and you have to wait. Today, that is not the situation. You can monitor through connectivity where the train is coming, what time you have to go, everything is known. And we are going to connect all the trains maybe in another 2 years time frame. And there was a time when people go for fishing, go inside the ocean, they don't know where they are. But today, we inform through the people. In fact, I want to tell my own experience. When I was in the 9th standard half-yearly exam, and one of the exam, all subjects I used to get first rank. One of the exam day, I had severe headache. I cannot write exam, social science paper. Then I told my teacher in the class, I am really not in a comfortable state. Then they told, better you take some rest. You don't go out, take some rest. So I was lying down, taking rest in the class. Exam is going on. I slept. When I got up, almost 1.5 hours over. Now remaining only 1.5 hours, I have to write exam. Writing 1.5 hours exam, getting first rank is not easy, So I was writing with a bullet speed. So wrote almost 85% in 1.5 hours. But I was not confident I will get first rank. I was not at all confident because second rank holder is very strong candidate, my own classmate. She is a very, very strong candidate. But when the result was announced, generally the toppers will be announced Every paper topper also will be, the report will be given in the assembly hall. And that day they were announcing, my headmaster was announcing, social science also I got highest score. What? Then I was thinking, what is this? I wrote only 1.5 hours. What went wrong with her? Then only I came to know. She had a tragedy in the house. She lost her father and brother. They went for fishing. Both didn't come back. Even today, nobody knows what happened. Whether they were caught by other country or they really got into trouble. And she could not perform. The mark is a secondary thing. The story is, there was a time we used to lose our citizens. But today things are different. Apps, there are apps given, local language. Of course, we have to implement in a big way. They know where they are, at least. And simply somebody cannot come and catch them, or somebody cannot do this one. And if anything is there, there can be alert messages. And disaster warning and mitigation is one of the area we are doing great service. Strategic application, ensuring safety and security of every citizens of Bharat is our responsibility, one of our responsibilities, along with the defense sector. And ISRO is doing fantastically well. Right now, 25 satellites are employed, and another 52 satellites are going to be placed in orbit in another 4 years time frame in this area. Infrastructure, huge infrastructure we have built. Crores of worth infrastructure, including a 32-meter diameter antenna for deep space network. 1,000 crore worth facilities, hottest facilities, at least 6-7 near Kanyakumari. And there are launch pads in Sriharikota. So many facilities are established. Entire achievement of ISRO of 63 years is kept in one slide. This slide gives the entire achievement of 63 years. 4,000 sounding rockets, something around 101 launch vehicle placement, and something around 132 satellites, 433 satellites of 34 countries, a country which was not having satellite technology. Today, we have placed 433 satellites of 34 countries using Indian rocket in orbit. And last 10 years, if you see the bottom graph, don't look at the numbers, it is growing exponentially. For example, in the area of rockets, 2005, 2015, 30 rockets were launched. This 10 years, it is 60 numbers, going to be 60 numbers. Same as satellite, last 10 years, 5 to this one, something around 36 numbers. This is going to be close to double, and it is exponentially growing. Not only that, we have also opened up the space sector for private sector, and 2 suborbital flights are accomplished. And lot of satellite data are utilized by private sector and providing this one. And in the area of, please see the activity which was started 63 years back. Last 10 years, almost 96% of foreign satellites. Total number 433, out of that 96% we have launched last 10 years. That means you can understand the growth, how it is growing. And when you talk about launch vehicle, if it has to go wherever we want, there are a lot of technology development has to take place. Inertial system, propulsion system, software, hardware, and entire thing, mission management, everything. That's what is addressed in this slide. Same way, when you talk about satellite, there are cameras which take photograph. Those days, our camera resolution used to be 1 kilometer. You know what is the meaning of 1 kilometer resolution? The object which is more than 1 kilometer size only can be photographed from the space. Less than 1 kilometer, that means what is the use of that photograph? From that, we moved to 76 meter and 36 meter. And today, our capability is 28 centimeter is the resolution capability. How much we have grown kilometer to this. And these are all optical cameras. And when you come to all weather conditions, optical camera, when you go through the aircraft, when you travel, probably you can understand when cloud is there, nothing will be seen, then how the photograph can be taken. So we have developed microwave remote sensing, synthetic aperture radar. I think today we are one of the world leaders in the synthetic aperture radar development. And interplanetary mission, Chandrayaan 1. This was the first interplanetary mission, what was done. We had to go to almost 4 lakh kilometers to go to moon's orbit. And we went and we perfectly captured. And Chandrayaan 1, through Chandrayaan 1, India is the first country which found water molecule on the moon and made every Indian proud. And we are number 1 in that place. Mars orbiter mission, we have to travel almost 68 crore kilometers. And we have to go 68 crore kilometers. After that, the satellite goes with high velocity. And we have to reduce the velocity, we have to capture in the Mars orbit. For that, the engine system has to be operated after 295 days. Dear friends, if you are going on vacation from Hyderabad to your native place and come back after 2 months and start your car or two-wheeler, you know what will happen. How it will start, you all know. I need not explain. Here, after 295 days, the engine has to be restarted and captured. Please understand, Modi ji is sitting in the first floor. We are all sitting in the ground floor. We have supplied this engine system. You can understand what type of heartbeat we will be having that day. If anything happens, everybody will be seeing us in a different way. And perfectly done. And India is the only country and first country succeeded in Mars orbiter mission in the first attempt. None of the developed countries has done so far. Chandrayaan 2, today we are having an orbiter in the orbit. We designed for 1 year, it is going to work for 7 years. This is having the best camera in the moon's orbit. You know, the best camera available in the moon's orbit belongs to India and Indians. 32 centimeter resolution. And the best photograph of moon belongs to India as on date. And Chandrayaan 2, when we had a setback, we could not soft land, there was a 10-member committee constituted by Government of India. And in ISRO or Government of India, there is standard office orders. You know, there was an office order released, a committee is constituted, this committee will study the reason for the failure, also give the necessary recommendation for Chandrayaan 3. And committee will submit the report within 30 days to the undersigned. It's a fantastic language. So I approached Chairman ISRO, Dr. Sivan sir, what is this? 30 days. He told, that's what Prime Minister wants. There's a statement he told. And dear friends, we decided one thing. 30 days or 3 years doesn't matter, but we will continuously work till we submit the report. We will not move out of Bangalore. This is the decision taken. And finally, people worked almost 20 plus hours per day. 20 plus hours, 70, 80 people. And average sleep used to be only 3.5 hours, at least my team members. Finally, we submitted a 1100-page report with 107 recommendations, exactly on the 30th day, 5 hours before the deadline. And today, everything is implemented. There were so many issues and everything is resolved, implemented. And today, we have a successful Chandrayaan 3 landing. And India is the first country, only country till today successfully soft landed near South Pole of Moon. And Indian education system is the one which helped for that. Let us give a big hand for the entire activities. And I was so blessed by Almighty to be the chairperson of that national committee, which was constituted for resolving the Chandrayaan 2 problem, along with 10 of my colleagues. And not only that, we also discovered lot of minerals, seismic activities, electron clouds, and thermal profile, and everything we discovered. And India is such a great country with great heart. Everything was donated to the scientific community of the world, and we have put our national flag much higher level today. Coming to ARCHAEOLOGICAL, a country which was having a humble beginning. Today, we are one among 4 countries having a satellite to study the sun, called ARCHAEOLOGICAL. There only Krishnamurti sir was telling, I was the mission readiness review chairperson responsible for clearing satellite, launch vehicle, ground segment. It's a total, that's the highest committee. And I had the opportunity to first discuss with a project director on Nigar Saji. He is a very great scientist. Just I asked, we have to travel almost 1.5 lakh kilometers. I asked what is the propellant margin available. And 1.5 lakh we have to travel, place the satellite, and it has to work for 5 years. And she was telling 20 kg propellant margin available for traveling 1.5 lakh kilometer. Please understand, when you are traveling from here to Delhi, you know what is the petrol required. If you are having 1 liter additional petrol, whether your car will reach Delhi, it will never reach, it will reach some other place and you have to stop only. And then we had to build a lot of margin by innovative means, and today India is one among 4 countries succeeded in the mission, and we have released the data, 20 terabit data this year for the scientific community. Actually, you should see the videos, how the mass ejection happening. Unless you see the video, you cannot understand and appreciate. And a country, when we were building our rocket, we used to move the rocket in bicycles, not new bicycles, old bicycles. Because that's what one which was available at that point of time. No car, no vehicle, nothing. And one of the satellites for doing an experiment in Bangalore, the Apple satellite for an experiment, it was moved by bullock carts. From that bicycle and bullock cart era, we have come a long way. In 9 places today, we are #1 in the world. Chandrayaan-1 finding water molecule, Mars orbiter getting accomplished in the first attempt. And in fact, one day we were all in Trivandrum, we were discussing. These foreign fellows, they are not respecting us the way we need respect. They are always looking us down. So how to get #1 position? And there was a debate, discussion, and one idea came, why don't you, Russia has placed 37 satellites using a single rocket, why don't we place 100 rockets? You know, placing 100 satellites through a single rocket is easy, but 100 you can understand, you know, it should not hit here and there. Today it is history. India is the first country which placed successfully 100 satellites using a single rocket, and we are #1 in that area. And Chandrayaan-3 outcome was outstanding outcome. Everything is donated to the scientific community. And the cryogenic propulsion system, where we use liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen, you know, for the rocket to go, we need engines, like car engines. But car engine can go only with 80 km/h in Hyderabad. I don't think 80 is also not possible. That's what is the type of traffic, everything. And here to place Chandrayaan-3, we have to give 37,000 km/h velocity. 37,000 km/h velocity against an aircraft velocity of 800 km/h. And for that, we have to develop engine system, and one of the best engine is using liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. And the entire world denied the technology to us. Russians were ready to support, but then the geopolitical situation didn't allow. Technology was denied. Thanks to Professor U.R. Rao, who took a bold decision, India will develop indigenous cryogenic system. You know, at some time, we have to really look at the people, how they take the bold decisions. Believing Indians. And today, I still remember he also had a discussion. I was much junior. We had a separate discussion. He called and had a separate discussion. What is your thinking? Are you confident? And then, you know, Professor U.R. Rao is the chairman ISRO. I was only E grade. You please understand. And calling and asking the views. With that, he declared. He discussed a lot of people. Today, to our credit, a technology which was denied, 3 stages we have developed. And we are one among 6 countries having this complex technology. And not only that, one of the things for the Mark II vehicle, in fact, there were a couple of project directors. I was having the mantle of the project at the last 5 years of the project. Also the development chief, 2 positions were in my hand. It was a very tough time. But then we were very clear, when you are getting all along first rank, here also you should get first rank, you know. Otherwise, what is the use of the first rank, gold medal, all those things, what is the use, keeping the cupboard for what? And we have to exhibit. And I was very clear to my team, we should make world records. Today, we are having 3 world records in the denied technology. I will tell you what are the 3 world records. Generally, people make 8 to 9 engines. Just then only they go for flight. We decided, I am from a village where if I can put 5 crore rupees, 5 families will become crorepati overnight. Each test needs 5 crore. And you have to do lot of tests. And we decided we will not have that 8 to 10 engines, only 3 engines we will realize. We will go for the flight. And from the first engine test to flight, people take generally 6 years. We set a target only 2 years. The target was not set by me, it was set by great Radhakrishnan sir as the chairman, and subsequent chairman, Kiran Kumar sir was handling. So I was the project director. I was fully convinced to 24 months. I was thinking why Radhakrishnan sir has told 24 months, it should have been 20 months. This is what I was thinking in the mind, but I cannot tell because I am the PD, I have to execute. And then, you know, this idea was presented in an international forum, 3 engines with 24 months. Knowingly other countries they take 10 engines, 6 years. When I presented in Beijing in front of 68 countries, I was ridiculed by asking a question. First question was, because all people were having a lot of gray hair, unfortunately I alone had little bit black hair, so they thought a small boy is presenting. That was first thinking and impression. And they asked a question, first question, do you understand what others have done? Then I answered, the man who asked, their country has taken 6 years with 11 engines. And the moment I replied correctly, I was asked, are you making international forum, are you making a joke, putting 3 engines, 24 months you are going to succeed? I simply kept silent. I told, whatever I am going to tell, you are not going to accept. We will see after 24 months after successful flight. Today, dear friends, it's a history. With 3 engines against 24 months target, 28 months we have succeeded, we have got 2 world records. And 3rd world record is a cryogenic stage we have to test in a 1,000 crore facility which was built by thousands of people in 10 years. And hydrogen, if you don't handle properly, it will behave as a hydrogen bomb. 5,000 kg hydrogen bomb means, I think you can calculate 20-25 kilometers, nothing will be there. And great Kiran Kumar was the chairman. And I was going on thinking, it was a Sunday, 11 o'clock, I still remember in the office, I was thinking what to do. Boldly written a proposal, no experiment will be done, directly test will be done, so that we will make a world record, 3rd world record. Not only that, economically, time-wise, everything will be less. It will be better. When the idea was presented in the review forum, our review forum, one of the directors asked, this foolish idea belongs to whom? Without any experiment going for a test. None of my colleagues were having courage to answer. Then I had to get up and say, I had 56 project executives, sir. If it is an intelligent idea, this belongs to 56 of my team members. If it's a foolish idea, I am the fool. I had to tell openly. And finally, it was great Kiran Kumar who really gave clearance. Today, we have accomplished in 34 days, world average time of 7 to 8 months, and world minimum time of 68 days. And I want to tell, you can record in your diary, even next 50 years, nobody is going to break this record, and India will hold this record. Global leadership, we are going in a big way. You know, on 30th of this month, we are going to launch a satellite called NISR satellite, NASA, ISRO, synthetic aperture radar satellite. Half payload from them, half payload from us for studying the Earth for multiple purpose, including disaster-related aspect. And we have built the satellite. ISRO has built the satellite. ISRO is going to launch the satellite using our own rocket. Please understand what type of collaboration is happening today. You know, Abdul Kalam ji used to say, strength only respects strength. This is a typical example for that. And when Modi ji took over as the Prime Minister of the country, a country which was not having satellite till 1975, we have conceived, built, and launched a 1,000 kg communication satellite and donated to South Asian countries. And India strongly believes the inclusive growth is the growth what is required for human being. It is not only our growth, our neighbors also should grow. This is a typical example, and we have donated. And when Chandrayaan 3 succeeded, Japan wanted to collaborate with us. Today there is a project called Lupux project. It is approved. It is nothing but Chandrayaan 5. We both are building the satellite together, and we are going to launch. Launch will be done by Japanese. And Chandrayaan 3 lander mass was 1,600 kg. This is 6,600 kg lander mass. Chandrayaan 3 rover, whatever came out, was 25 kg. This is 350 kg rover mass. Chandrayaan 3 life was 14 days. This will be 100 days. So we are working together. In another 2 years, you will hear the great news. And, you know, when geopolitical reasons, when Ukraine war was there, we got the opportunity to grab commercial opportunity to place through a single rocket, 36 satellites in a single go. You know, 36 satellites we have to place in centimeter accuracy at different places. I think probably the present youngsters cannot understand, the elders can understand. You know, our villages we used to go, today only we are having car, we are having all the things. There was a time, where is the car? Only public transport, only bus. And I have traveled in the bus. And now also then and there I used to enjoy traveling the bus, getting to the bus. And in my village, never ever the bus has stopped exactly in the bus stop. It either stopped 5 meters there or 5 meters here. You know, the driver, the way he applies the brake, it will cross. And here we have to place in centimeter across, you have to place the satellites. And India has done 72 satellites perfectly in the required place, foreign satellites, and today we are winning commercial contracts, including a 6,500 kg communication satellite of USA. We are going to place in the orbit using our own rocket, Mark III, in another 3 months time frame. This is because of this. And to our credit, 14 dedicated commercial missions we have done, and 433 foreign satellites are placed in orbit, almost 90%, 96% during the last 10 years. And we had accomplished a docking experiment. You know what is docking experiment? Imagine your father and mother is traveling in 2 cars. Both cars are going with 80 or 90 kilometers per hour velocity, speed. And both cars has to be connected together without hitting, you know. If one car is going, another car is immediately it will hit. And then you have to software connect. That is what is the docking technology. In space, we have demonstrated 2 satellites were rotating with 28,400 kilometers per velocity, and relative velocity was less only. And using a set of hardware, software, propulsion, camera, it has to be docked. This is a technology which is essential for multiple purposes. And this is not that easy job. If it is easy job, every country would have done. And we are the 4th country demonstrated the technology on 16th January 2025. And that too with 50% of the budgeted propellant. And the first satellite was a partial, launcher was a partial success, 1979. 1980, second was successful. And after I took over as the chairman, January 13th I took over, January 29th is the first launch, that was the 100th launch for us. And the most complex rocket what we are having is the GSLV Mark II rocket. And we were very particular to get that success. Everybody was putting their brain and effort. And dear friends, the 100th launch vehicle mission was a perfect success on January 29th, and we have written in golden letters in Indian space program, the 100th rocket launch was successful. You can see the orbit was just in 36,500 kilometers, only 100 kilometers was the difference. And we are working on propulsion system, a 200-ton liquid oxygen kerosene engine. The SpaceX Falcon rocket is 100-ton engine. This is a 200-ton engine we are developing. A 1,000 crore facility was commissioned and dedicated to the nation last year by Honorable Prime Minister. This year, lot of breakthrough have happened, lot of breakthrough. In another 2 years, we are going to have this rocket lifting off using liquid oxygen kerosene, 200-ton thrust engine. Strategically, I have not put lot of things. I am not supposed to talk a lot of things. The last bottom portion, one among few countries having electric propulsion this year, this finance year, you will have the great news. We are going to launch the first industry-produced rocket and electric propulsion quantum technology this year. And lot of achievements are done this year. Even though 6 months over, something around 125, 130 accomplishments, including technology required for restart and recovery of the stages. Like, you know, the Falcon rocket and all, you may be seeing how it is recovered. Don't compare always with other house. Please understand, when Falcon is, in fact, I want to tell one day, 5 years back when I came from office to my house, it was an unpleasant situation in the house. My son was in the 7th standard, and he was waiting, 11 o'clock, he was telling, he told, please wait before you take dinner. I want to show a video. He was showing a video. Falcon rocket is coming and landing back and recover. He was asking, when are you going to develop this? This was the question. Then I asked, how you understood? Somebody went to the school and gave a talk. Then he understood that nothing is there in India. So he asked this question. But then, you please understand, when we were putting our luck in the LKG level, they were putting man in moon. And we had to solve the problem of food problem, education problem, health problem. So we are not competing with others. But then today, we have come to a level, we can do all these studies and we are working towards those areas. Gaganyaan program to send a human being to the space and bring them back safely, we are working in a very big way. Lot of technology development has to take place in this area. In fact, this itself will be a 2-hour talk, so I am not going too much on that, but we are working. But only thing this year, you will understand this year, December, we are going to have the first uncrewed mission. Instead of human being, there will be a Vayamitra which will fly, do the job. And 2027, first quarter, we are going to have the first crewed mission. And I want to tell one thing. It was 2018, August 15, Prime Minister announced. That day I was in the office, because we had to hoist the national flag and do the great honor. And you know, when you do that, the mobile, we throw it out. Mobile was in the car. And by 1 o'clock, the mobile, I had the access after meeting all the people while going for lunch. And when I opened the mobile, there was a fantastic message from my daughter. Message was a single message. Honorable Prime Minister has announced the Gaganyaan program. I want to be the astronaut. Are you allowing me? This was the question. You know, I was thinking, oh, my daughter. Okay, fine. Okay. I send a reply. We will discuss in the house in the evening. This is the reply. As a father, I had done my job at that point of time. But evening when I came, 7 o'clock, she was so disturbed, disappointed. She was asking, I asked a question, you are giving a confusion answer. Either you should have told yes or no. No, both are okay. You are told we will discuss in the house. What are you going to discuss? Please tell me the rocket, whatever you people are making, is it reliable or not? Please tell me that. It's a fantastic question, you know. You please understand, whenever we are working on this program, and I was holding the charge for 4 years, so not 4 years, 3 years, as the certification, national level certification board chairman for clearing the items for Gaganyaan program. We always think it is not that I am going to fly. If I am going to fly, no problem. We always think our son or daughter is going to fly. We are very careful in doing entire activity. I can assure you the program will be a perfect 100% success in the first attempt itself. And probably there is a video. I think the video is not working, doesn't matter, we'll come back. And Indian in space. 1984, we had the Rakesh Sharma going. I'm coming. So Rakesh Sharma going to the space, and then, and Subhasnu Chukla, I think every one of you may be knowing, he was sent to space on 25th June, brought back safely. And this program is not a big program, small program, feeding the data for our Gaganyaan program. This was conceived by Honorable Prime Minister. So let us thank him, let us salute him, let us give a big hand to Honorable Prime Minister. It was truly conceived by him. And the role of ISRO in this mission. Number one, we have executed the mission. We have signed the contract. And dear friends, I want to share one thing. Original launch was planned on 29th March. It was postponed to 8th, 9th, 10th June and 11th June. And we landed for 8th launch. On 6th launch, we landed. On 6th, we landed in USA. Myself along with 18 of my colleagues. And the launch was scheduled on 11th, early morning, after so many postponements. And 9th, I asked for a meeting. Just I wanted to understand what is the reason for so many postponement. Are we convinced? Have we corrected everything? This particular rocket is a 2-stage rocket. First stage is having 9 engines, each 100-ton engines. Second stage is a single engine. And after moving the rocket, they are supposed to do a hot test of the first stage, which works on liquid oxygen and kerosene propellant combination. And a 7-second test has to be done, and seeing the result, they have to clear the thing. So the test was done on 8th June. 9th morning, not 9th morning, 9th evening meeting, I am demanding the results. So they told, as per contract, they are not supposed to show the result, but rocket is in order. They have cleared for launch. Then I asked, who cleared? 3 committees, test review board, test authorization board, and the mission readiness review committee has cleared. Okay, then we have to believe. It was 10th morning when I got up, there was a newspaper news, press news, stating that when they did the test, there was a minor oxygen leakage, which they are handling by giving a helium purging, and they have cleared. So we requested for a discussion. When we discussed, there were 14 questions we asked. Rather, I asked. And only one question was answered, nothing else was answered. It was told that everything is technology, confidential. This is the reply. And one question was, when you fire the engine, during that time whether leakage was constant or it was increasing. It told, looks like little increase was there. I was very clear the rocket is in dangerous situation, it cannot lift off. Because if it is a small blowhole type of thing, the leak will be constant. If it is a crack, leak will be growing. This is a simple theory. We are also having 42 years of experience. And going on arguing, morning 11 o'clock to evening 5:15. 5:15 giving a letter stating that we cannot clear the rocket. And then there were so much pressure on us to withdraw the letter. And we are very clear because we have gone there only to safeguard our own brothers, the astronauts. Safety is prime important. Then they had to call off the launch on 10th, evening 5:15, with lot of irritation and disturbance in their mind. Please understand, 5,000 people have landed from throughout the world for witnessing the launch, and based on Indian demand, the launch has to be called off. And finally, to convince us, they have to find out which is the location of leakage. And next day morning, we are called for a meeting. Where is the location of leakage? And to their surprise, not to my surprise or our surprise, their surprise, they found a crack in the line. With crack, if you lift off the rocket, you know what will happen. The crack, if it gives away, it will give away because already during the test itself, the crack was growing. The liquid oxygen will flow out and there will be hot surfaces in the chamber. Once it falls, metal burning and the entire propulsion way will be under fire. And if it falls on kerosene circuit, kerosene will freeze. If it falls on the temperature or pressure sensors, it will not work. So the control system will not work. Finally leading to catastrophic failure. Finally, when they located a crack, everything was corrected, and there also a lot of debate, discussion. We wanted a low temperature leak test, they didn't want that. And finally, everything was done and it lifted off. And I want to tell the Indian education system, ISRO system, today is so strong. We are second to none, even holding a foreign rocket to ensure safety of the astronauts. And I think that is what is written effectively in this, and I cannot talk everything because we are working as a team, so everything should not be told outside. But in nutshell, Indian education system is so strong. We are not like 50 years back. Today we are so strong technically even to challenge any country to hold the rocket launch to ensure safety of the astronauts. And Gaganyaan program, lot of activities are there, and we are going to build our own space station by 2035. It will be a 52-ton space station. First module will be lifting off in another 2 to 3 years. We are working towards that. And Chandrayaan 4, it is going to be a sample return mission, another 2 years. Chandrayaan 3 simply be landed with a satellite of 4,000 kg. This will be 9,600 kg. 2 rockets will lift off, and it will be docked in space. Satellite will be docked in space. It will go to moon surface and land, take sample and come back. And for that only the docking experiment we have demonstrated. And Chandrayaan 5, a joint program with JAXA. And now Prime Minister has given a direction to work on the crewed mission to moon. By 2040, we have to land on moon and bring our brothers or sisters safely back. For that, we have to build a rocket. You know, the first rocket what we sent, that Abdul Kalam sir was the project director, capability was 35 kg to low Earth orbit. This rocket has to place 75,000 kg in the low Earth orbit, from 35 to 75,000 kg. And we have conceived this rocket within 1 month, working almost 20 hours per day. 1 month we have completed the configuration. And it is a 40-story building height rocket. 40-story building, you can imagine, you know. I don't know, in Hyderabad, 40-story building is there. I am not sure what is the highest building, I don't know. 40-story building height. And we are working on this. And by 2040, we will have this mission. And of course, before landing, we have to do a lot of missions to ensure safety of the human being. A Venus orbiter mission, a Mars lander mission, and lot of R&D activity. In fact, this slide is the outcome of 70 slides. So much R&D activities, including recovery experiments. reusable rocket development, air breathing propulsion, nuclear propulsion, so much robotics, artificial intelligence, so much activity has to be done. This, if I have to explain, it will take 1 hour. I am not going to venture into that. We are working on new propulsion system, as I told, for improving the payload of the Mark 3 without increasing the cost. We are working on reusable systems. I think the video is not supporting, doesn't matter, we'll come back. Air breathing propulsion. I don't know anybody counted the time when we were switching on the light. When we were when we were lighting, at least everybody would have taken more than 1.5 minutes, 1 minute plus. Imagine there are 2 fans are nearby. You know how much difficult it is to light the lamp. Here, air will enter with a Mach number of 6. There we have to initiate the flame and we have to hold the flame. And that technology India has demonstrated in the first attempt itself with ARCHAEOLOGICAL experiments. And we have to demonstrate a long way. And we are working right now on the recovery experiments. And we are developing new propulsion system using liquid oxygen and methane. I want to tell this slide is a very important slide. I am the chairperson, co-chair for dealing with the French team. And they are developing a LOX methane engine. And we were discussing a couple of days. And they wanted a 3-ton engine development for generating experimental data. Then they were asking almost 7 years, 6 to 7 years. And we had to work together. I told, we are not ready for that type of experiments. They were developing a 100-ton class engine. We want to be a partner to that. We will develop something so that the engine we will also have a climb. And which was not agreeable. Anyhow, it will not be easily agreeable. Then they were telling 3-ton engine will work together for 6 years. Third day, I thought I was showing not the flame. Without the flame, the slide was shown. A 20-ton engine already. So thereby, the travel time to USA can be brought to at least half of the present time. So just we have initiated the activity and long way to go. And there are quantum related areas we are working, artificial area we are working. One of the area where we are working is, ISRO is responsible for sending man to space. And Earth Science Department is responsible for sending people to underwater. So 6 kilometer Samtriyan project is approved, a 4,000 crore or 3,500 crore project is approved. When you have to go 6 kilometer, the external pressure will be something around 600 bar will be the pressure. Atmospheric pressure is 1 bar. For that a vessel is required. It is a 2.2 meter diameter and 100 millimeter thickness titanium vessel that ISRO is given the responsibility to realize. The first product is going through, the photograph what you are going is a first product getting realized. And we are going to have a vision document. We are discussing with all user agencies, all state government duties. I think Prakash Chavan, you have to give a big hand to him and his team. They are doing fantastic job. And we are going to have a vision document. In fact, the first vision document 10 years back when Mr. Krishnamurthy was also in the lead role, it was done. But today the vision document is a little different. That time we were trying to understand what is the other country's requirement. Today we are trying to understand how India should become number 1 in space application. At least 10 places we want to become number 1. With that we are working towards the vision document. Of course, we have already put targets. I don't want to reveal those things in open forum till we succeed. And space sector reform, lot of work is going on, and we want to grab the space economy. And earlier we were not working through this business mode, we are working through the service mode, but now we have to also grab the business opportunities, and lot of work is going on in this area. This year, we are going to have 12 launch vehicle missions. And third mission is planned this 30th this year. And this is the entire program what we have approved, what we have shown to government. And now we are building our own, working for building our own space station. We are going to have our own Chandrayaan landing. Right now 55 satellites are in the orbit serving the common man of this country, and another 3 years this number has to become almost 3 times. Because the requirement is huge. If you have to connect entire train, entire vessels, entire vehicles. And recently yesterday my friend was telling, when somebody is building national highway, how many area will be flooded, we have to understand through satellite. And actually the demand is so much, we have to build a lot of satellites, so we are working towards that. In nutshell, I want to tell, a country which started 70 years, 60 years behind advanced countries in the space activities. And there was a time we were also not treated in par with any other countries. And by 2040, we will be in par with any other spacefaring nation in terms of satellite technology, rocket technology, application area, infrastructure will be in par with any other country, and we will be contributing for the Viksit Bharat 2047, the vision of our Prime Minister of India. And I have 100% confidence this country will become a developed country. And before we celebrate 100 years of independence. And towards that, the space will contribute, and we will be in par with any other countries at least 5 years before we celebrate 100 years of independence. I want to qualify why I make a statement that we will become a developed country. Probably you should not think that students should know this fellow is making some gigantic statement and he is going out. You know, the way country has grown, please see historically, every area, infrastructure, education sector, health sector, agriculture sector, railway sector, air transport, 77 years is a phenomenal growth. But one thing is, a student getting up to 95% mark, you have to put effort. 95 to 100, another 95% effort you have to put, then only that 100 marks will come. So, why I am confident, I want to quote one of my experience, rather one of the history, what has happened. You know, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji took over, I think yesterday also he was in UK. I could not hear the entire news, of course I will go through. And after he took over as the Prime Minister of the country, first time when he went to UK, I don't know how many of you heard him. He and the Prime Minister of UK, they were addressing public together. It was early morning Indian time, 1:15. I didn't sleep because I was very particular to hear all these things. And Prime Minister of UK came and he was appreciating India. India has grown. IT sector already we are developed status. No country is in par with us. Our colleagues, those who are in abroad, take Sundar Pichai, he is my junior in IIT Kharagpur, you know where he is. And all people, those who are in abroad, they are doing outstanding work and outstanding contribution. And every area we have grown. And Prime Minister of UK came and made the announcement. To be frank, I was worried how he was making that statement in their country. I quote, "The days are not far away. The days are not far away for a Indian-born UK citizen to become Prime Minister of this country." I unquote. Today you all know what is happening. Thereby, the way Indian education system has grown, Indians are dedicated, Indians are committed, our country will become a developed country. Towards that, I request all the students to contribute towards that cause. And towards that, solely the foundation made in multiple areas by Birla and your family is going to contribute. Thank you for your great contribution. Thank you, Jai Hind. And now, before, anyway, I know time is going out. The video, 8 minutes video, just to please have a look of the video. I think, Prakash, what time is the cutoff I have to leave?
Okay, sir.
No problem. So please show the video.
We will show, sir.
Where?
We will show it afterwards, sir.
No, better we'll show now itself too. Yeah. Okay.
Copy it and show it, sir. With your
Okay.
permission, copy it and
Okay, you please copy and show. So today itself you show the video.
I will show it, sir. After
Okay, fine.
Samne.
I request Dr. Prakash Chauhan sir and Dr. YVN sir to join on the dais. We all pay our due respects and regards to the illustrious journey and the remarkable achievements and the unparalleled contributions Indian Space Research Organization has made globally and nationally. And we take the pleasure of felicitating our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan sir. I request Srimati Nirmala Birla Madam ji. I request Nirmala Madam ji to felicitate our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan sir. I request Chairman and Director NRSC to felicitate our Madam Nirmala Madam ji.
So, actually, it is more than the award function. Actually, after I took over as chairman, I was going to different parts of the country to take the blessing of the elder. I consider it is a great privilege to take the blessing of entire Birla team and their family by GP Birla and their family by honoring Madam. So, we want to give a small memento of Chandrayaan 3 to Madam.
Mahesh, screen.
We have the honor of felicitating our guest, Dr. Prakash Chauhan. And we request Vice President Goenka Sirji to join.
Space ignites a boundless wonder that fuels humanity's relentless urge to explore.
We request
A cosmic
Dr. K.M.
symphony
Reddy,
of
Director,
planets,
Birla Science Center,
stars,
and other dignitaries to join. And felicitating Dr. Y.V.N. Krishnamurthy, sir.
Audio increase the
Unstoppable curiosity
audio increase.
and an insatiable thirst for discovery. India commenced its journey into space research in the early 1960s, a time when satellite applications were still in the experimental phase globally. Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, a true visionary of India's space program, firmly believed that space technology could be harnessed to address societal and national challenges effectively. The Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, was established in August 1969 and subsequently came under the Department of Space in September 1972. The prime objective of ISRO is the development of advanced space technology and application of space technology for societal, commercial, developmental, and strategic requirements of the country. 50 years ago, India built its first satellite, Aryabhatta, that was launched with the help of Russia, erstwhile Soviet Union, on April 19, 1975. Marking India's entry into the select club of spacefaring nations. SITE, an experimental satellite communication project jointly designed by ISRO and NASA, was launched in India during 1975 to make informational television programs to rural India, the largest social experiment to educate financially and economically backward community. Since then, 131 satellites have been conceived with state-of-the-art technologies, built and launched for communication, Earth observation, navigation, scientific applications, etc., for the benefits of humankind. Some of the major space-based services are telemedicine, tele-education, disaster warning, weather forecasting, resource management, planning, etc., addressing the civilian requirements. From the nascent phase of transporting our first indigenous communication satellite, Apple, Ariane passenger payload experimental satellite, today we have established state-of-the-art facilities and proven our technical prowess in the field of launch vehicle capability. From the major challenge of having no access to cryogenic propulsion technology, affecting its ability to launch communication satellite, India overcome these challenges through successful demonstration of GSLV mission. Augmenting to this, India developed and qualified a new cryogenic engine with 3 times the thrust for its LVM-3 launcher in record time, setting 3 global benchmarks. These include completing development and flight with just 3 engines, achieving the maiden flight in 28 months, and conducting the stage hot test in only 34 days, faster than any other country. We aim for many such world records to be made in the coming years. India achieved its first successful launch to orbit with SLV-3 on 18 July 1980. The nation developed 6 generations of launch vehicles with advanced inertial and navigation systems: SLV-3, ASLV, PSLV, GSLV, LVM-3 and SSLV, and recently achieved the milestone of 100th launch in January of this year with the launch of GSLV F-15.
This mission is the 100th launch from our launch pads, which is very significant milestone of India. Our space program was conceived and started by visionary leader Professor Vikram Sarabhai and taken forward by generations of leaders.
The fact that half of these launches were accomplished in the last 10 years alone indicates that our space sector has grown exponentially. India has demonstrated a unique approach for its space science satellites. The high success rate and the cost-effective nature of our lunar and Mars missions have caught global attention. India's first lunar mission discovered water molecules in the moon for the first mission. The second lunar mission, Chandrayaan-2, has the highest resolution camera, 32 cm, in the world that continues to map the moon. When Chandrayaan-3 satellite became the first satellite in the world to touch the South Pole region of the moon, it also touched the heart of every Indian, and the whole world watched and hailed the achievement. India became the first country to successfully insert a Mars orbiter on its maiden attempt in 2014, which also made a record as cost-effective mission. In 2023, it launched its first solar mission, Aditya L1, becoming the 4th country to do so, with the spacecraft now actively contributing solar data to the global scientific community. Indian space sector reforms aim to foster private sector participation and innovation in space activities led by InSpace with the support of ISRO and NCEL, through hand-holding and enabling the non-governmental entities, NGEs. This year, India will witness the first commercial launch vehicle, PSLV N1, realized by industry consortium carrying ISRO's technology demonstration satellite, TDS-01, demonstrating host of new developments such as indigenous traveling wave tube amplifiers, etc. Today, we have a world-class ground infrastructure in the country distributed across various states, including multiple launch pads, engine and stage testing facilities, and ground tracking facilities, including a 32-meter antenna for space exploration missions. ISRO is advancing quantum communication technology to ensure ultra-secure satellite-based data transmission in India. As part of our capacity building outreach activities, ISRO adopted multi-pronged approach such as establishment of Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, IIST Regional Center, delivering space-based courses, etc. Recently, as part of the historic Axiom 4 mission, Gagan Yatri Subhanshu Shukla etched his name in history as the first Indian to board the International Space Station ISS, and only the second Indian astronaut to venture into space after the legendary wing commander Rakesh Sharma. For 18 awe-inspiring days, Shukla lived and worked aboard the ISS, carrying the dreams of over 1 billion Indians. He conducted 7 groundbreaking India-specific microgravity experiments, generating vital data for future planetary explorations and long-duration space missions. From the depths of space, he held a landmark conversation with the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, provided key updates on India's trailblazing experiments to Secretary DOS, Chairman ISRO, Dr. V. Narayanan, and inspired students across the nation through heartfelt interactions. As part of international cooperation and collaboration activities, one of the major missions being launched in coming months is ISRO-NASA satellite, NISAR. Another major endeavor is ISRO-JAXA mission to Moon, Chandrayaan-5 LoopX mission. The Indian space program has set its sights high in the next 25 years with the Gaganyaan program.
2035 तक अंतरिक्ष में भारत का अपना स्पेस स्टेशन होगा जो हमें स्पेस के अज्ञात विस्तार को जानने में मदद करेगा.
The first uncrewed mission for Gaganyaan is planned this year to demonstrate the associate technology for human spaceflight. ISRO has initiated the development of a super heavy lift rocket to take our Gaganyatris to the moon and back. The various initiatives in the space sector and the goals identified under the Space Vision 2047 will elevate the Indian capability in launch vehicles, satellites, and space applications on par with the leading spacefaring nations by the 2040-45 time frame, and contribute to the vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047. From church courtyards to cosmic frontiers, India's space journey shines as a triumph of grit, innovation, and vision. With space stations ahead and limitless dreams, ISRO proves space isn't just for exploration, it's for empowering a nation. The story has just begun, and the stars are only the start.
వస్తారు, లేచిన వాళ్ళని తెలిపోయినాక వస్తారా? ఇగో కోకోనట్ వాటర్ ఓపెన్ చేయలే. ఇయ్యాలి సార్ ఇది. ఇదే కదా అది ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇది వీడియో వస్తున్నప్పుడు 2 సార్లు పోయింది నేను కదిలిస్తాయి. ఇన్నే ప్రాబ్లం, డాక్టర్ ప్రాబ్లం కాదు. అదే